What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Happy Black Friday night. Excuse me. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and with your friends, your family, your loved ones, whoever you spend time with. And hope you're all safe as well. And hope your bellies are full. I know mine is. So, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, right? We know what's going on in Juan Soto land, right? Reports about Boston, right? Potential offer. We know that they're reporting on the Yankees, them upping their offer to have the highest offer. We don't really know the details on anybody else. Okay, but while we do this, while we wait and see what's going on with Juan Soto and the Yankees, I wanted to talk about this one prospect that I think the Yankees should trade this offseason. Okay, and he's not named Jason Dominguez, and he's not named Spencer Jones. Okay. So, again, before I go any further, Anthony, what do you mean by this? You think I'm going to slander people, Anthony? Is that what you're saying? I just said not Dominguez, not name Spencer Jones. Yeah, Jack got it right. Roderick Arias. Okay. Why Roderick Arias? Well, number one, he's versatile like Jason Dominguez. Okay. But the Yankees have two positions right now, the infield and the outfield. So you have Dominguez and Spencer Jones. One of them could be traded for a valuable piece. Roderick Arias is also part of an infield duo, him and George Lombard. One of them could be traded for a valuable piece. Roderick Arias is just turned 20, right? Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Yo, NFE. So, again, he's blocked by George Lombard right now. Even though he's the number 3 prospect, they seem to be higher on George Lombard. But with that said, Roderick Arias has versatility, okay? He still has work to be, developing to do. There's no surprise. He's 20 years old. He's a highly touted prospect. He's a switch hitter. So, and to me, there's 2 players that I would be willing to trade Roderick Arias for, okay? Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals and Luis Arraez from San Diego Padres. Both of these guys, either one, both could be the Yankees' leadoff hitter, okay? Right out of the gate. Now, let's break down one at a time here. Luis Arraez, he plays first base now for the Padres. Okay, he's got 1 year of control before he becomes a free agent. $14 million for 2025, which is less than Anthony Rizzo made. Okay, but he's a slappy contact hitter with speed, 2-time batting champ. Okay, he fits the profile exactly of what the Yankees need. Okay, a guy at the top of the lineup who can set the stage for everybody. Okay, now with that being said, they do have positional versatility in San Diego. A guy like Jake Cronenworth can move to first base. He has, 6 years left on his deal, 5, 6, something like that. He could move back to first base. And San Diego is in a little bit of a disadvantageous financial position right now, okay? So there is an opportunity there that at the very least I would call about if I'm Brian Cashman. Who knows if he has or not. Can't say that he hasn't. So, or how. And if you can somehow pry Luis Arraez away and get him over here, the one value piece you can send back, as well as a couple other prospects, would be Roderick Arias. I would headline a package with Roderick Arias. Okay, he hasn't started his clock yet, the major, so he's coming in with at least 6 years of control, right? He's a contact hitter too. He's got a little bit of power. He's a switch hitter, so he'll fit right into the mold of the San Diego Padres. And giving him an affordable player here, they could replace Luis Arraez with developmental, while these other expensive players continue to be there, like Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, what's his name, Tatis, and the rest of them, and they're expensive pitchers too. This is definitely, Arias and Nestor, something like that. Arias and Nestor could be and the Padres do need a pitcher too. They do need a pitcher. Joe Musgrove's going to miss the season with Tommy John surgery. So Arias and Nestor for 1 year of Luis Arraez, that's a good trade. Shout out to NFE and Strike Zone. That's a good trade right there. By the way, smack the like button, gang, if you're enjoying yourself, if you're having a good time. So Luis Arraez is the first piece, okay? He's number 1, okay? And Arraez and Nestor would be, and that's a nice package right there for if I don't know if you can get him for that, but we'll see, right? But I would headline with Roderick Arias. Moving over to Brendan Donovan. Now, the situation there is different. The Cardinals, we don't know what they're going to do. We don't know if they're going to lower payroll spend. We just don't know. But we know that they're trying to trade Nolan Arenado, right? So they're also moving on from Paul Goldschmidt, obviously. So what if they move Nolan Arenado to third? To first base to replace Paul Goldschmidt if they can't trade him. And then they can trade Brendan Donovan, okay, and get his replacement in Roderick Arias, as well as a couple of the players as well. And if you can get a Donovan and a Helsley trade, we know we've talked about this. It's going to cost quite a bit of money, right, and prospects and so on. We get that. But Roderick Arias, again, represents a piece that could replace Brendan Donovan. And the Cardinals are not going to be contending for the next couple of years. So by the time Roderick Arias is ready, they'll be contenders again. And his time clock would start then. They can still have him in the minor leagues. So this represents a good fit. And Brendan Donovan can be the same leadoff hitter that Luis Arraez could be for the Yankees. Okay? He's got 3 years of control. The time clock hasn't even started on Roderick Arias yet. So the Cardinals will get at least 6 years for him. Okay? And by the time he comes up, maybe he'll be 22. Brendan Donovan will be 29. So to me, these are two sensible trades. And I'm not here slandering Jason Dominguez, but like I said before, if you can get a top frontline pitcher, buy. You probably have to say the same thing for Spencer Jones. You keep one of them. And the same thing here. Okay, and the fact is, Roderick Arias is blocked by Anthony Volpe. He's not replacing Volpe anytime soon. So he generally doesn't really have a place to play right now. He's not replacing Jazz Chisholm at third either. So it looks like they're going to go with Caleb Durbin. Right? You saw what the Dodgers did today. They extended Tommy Edman $15 million a year for a utility guy. There's no surprise why the Yankees are going to go with Caleb Durbin. That's a lot of money for Tommy Edman. Okay, and deferred money and all that stuff too. No. But Brendan Donovan and Luis Arraez are the two go-to guys. And I would use Roderick Arias to headline a trade for either one of them, as well as some other folks. Maybe you can package Nestor Cortez with Arias also to St. Louis, and then give him another prospect to go along with to replace Ryan Helsley if you can get Helsley there, right? So, it would cost quite a bit to get Helsley and Brendan Donovan. We know that already. Okay, but what are your thoughts, Aaron Gang? What are your thoughts? All right. Smack the like button. By the way, we got 42 likes. We got 130 people in here. Let's try to get over 100 as quickly as possible. Why no, David? What makes Arias so valuable? What makes him so valuable? They can trade Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez, Brandon, for a starting pitcher, but it has to have controllable years. Just like Roderick Arias, I'm not trading him unless I'm getting a valuable piece in return, right, for years. I'm not trading Dominguez or Jones unless I'm getting a valuable piece in return with years of control. That's the only way I move any of these guys, okay? So what upside is through the roof? What upside, David? What about his upside is higher than George Lombard? Tarek Schoolboy, yeah, exactly, Anthony. It's pretty much the only pitcher. Now, where there's a report right now that the Phillies and the White Sox are working on Garrett Crochet. Nothing's happened yet. I put that earlier, but apparently the Phillies 3 and 4 prospects, number 3 and number 4, they're both top 100. There would be going, but there's still going to be moving parts to this. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Garrett Crochet, and this is Cody Clemens, Roger Clemens' son. No, sorry, Preston Mattingly. Don Mattingly's son is the new GM of the Phillies. Dave Dombrowski is kind of president of operations or something, so he's going to want to make a splash. in Phillies, and this is the perfect trade to make a splash if they can facilitate a Garrett Crochet trade. So I'll keep you updated on that too. Obviously, I'm a hard pass on Alex Bregman too. I would rather trade for an infielder. Okay. Well, defensive issues. That's why he's playing first base, Ken. Like I said, I mean, I have no problem with Donovan. Donovan, I would love. Okay. And Helsley, yeah, I mean, Helsley and Donovan, that's a huge trade. A huge trade. But if you can get Luis Arraez, you could probably get you, or you would definitely get him for less than Brendan Donovan. So that's why I think either one of these and Roderick Arias would need to go in this trade. Why do you think Soto's gone, Steven? Because of all the reporting in the Red Sox by these hacks that are putting out that he's already there, or they've come to an agreement or reaching an agreement that we'll hear in a couple days. That's not how it works. It would be hard, Donald, to trade Donovan. We don't know. I know they prefer to trade Arenado. I get it. I totally get it. Oh, the same thing back, Jack. Yeah, I mean, I would rather. Yeah, I mean, Soto, Corbin Burns, and you trade for an infield piece, and maybe you trade for a reliever too. I mean, if you can do that, you do that, no doubt about it. So, Vlad Jr. is not happening, BKM. That's not happening. And these ridiculous proposals with Spencer Jones and Chase Hampton and like all these guys for 1 year of Vlad, no way. That's like insanity. Yeah, Vlad. The Blue Jays have to re-up with Vlad. The Murakami is still an option for third. But that would move Jazz to second, which means they would have to say goodbye to Caleb Durbin. So that's the other part here. Murakami could be an option for first base too. And that's the other thing too. Like, do you trade for one of these guys, or do you hope that Murakami comes here internationally? Right? And then him and Roki Sasaki, neither one of them is going to be posted until the money is reset for 2025. Right? So this is why these guys aren't posted yet. Because there's going to be more money available. Every team will be available to pursue these guys. It gives them more options. So, yes, they're fundamentally more sound, Lombard. Yeah, Lombard's pretty athletic too. Arraez has upside too. There's no doubt about it, but that's not enough. We have an athletic switch hitter already, Jason Dominguez. So, right? I'm the same thing too, CC Cars. I want to see Jazz back at second too. But I have a feeling they're going to keep him at third right now and go with Durbin unless they make a trade or a signing, which is why I'm a hard pass on Bregman. I don't see Bregman as being a step up from Jazz Chisholm at third base. I just don't see that. Yeah. Yeah. Gee, Gent, what's happening, my man? It's no big news yet. After the KBO, I mean, I would look at Hai-Sun Kim as potential, an infield / outfield option too. And again, he's 25, so he would not be subject to international. He would get a major league deal. So he would be more expensive than that. He's already surpassed 25 years old, so he's eligible. Sasaki, Murakami are not. So that's why they'd go international. Kim would go the other way. But Kim's got, I mean, I hope they look at him. I really do. So, yeah, Soto, left field, the family would like a major disadvantage for Soto there. I'm okay with Volpe. I don't think Volpe's a problem. I don't know, Via Cam. I hope that they call the Rockies about McMahon. But he's another one. Him and Brendan Dunn would be the most expensive. We don't know if Brendan Dunman's going to be tradable yet by the Cardinals. We just don't know. They clearly want to trade Arenado, but if they can't, maybe you can get somebody back if you move Donovan. That could be a replacement for him. Roderick Arias fits that bill, right? So I would make moves while Soto's deciding, because I want him to know he's coming back to a better team. That's just me, though. Yeah. Dominguez and us, if you can, the problem is I don't think Tarek Skubal is going to get traded now because the Tigers made the playoffs. I think they're going to try to add a pitcher. My guess is they're probably going to add Justin Verlander, maybe someone else. They're going to try to bring in like Sean Manaea or something like that, or yeah. Everson Pereira. Well, he's just coming off Tommy John surgery. That's why. So that's the key, CT Cards, right? I think a good, valuable selling point for Juan Soto is you're going to come back to a better team in 25 than you did in 24. Okay, and just to show you that we've made these moves already, right? So, because the fact of the matter is, he does nothing to address the infield, does nothing to address the bullpen, does nothing to address the starting rotation. There's no reason why the Yankees can't make moves in those areas while they wait for Soto. Zero reason. Zero. Because they're going to have to make them before or after him anyway. The players are out available now. There is no reason to not address these needs. If Soto drags this out or Boris drags this out, you can miss out on half the players you want to go after. Yankees have done that far too often. I think it's a bad idea. So, yeah, Yankees have holes to address. You're damn right, Ken. At Bregman's, I think he's going to go to the Tigers to reunite with AJ Hinch or go back to Houston Astros. The reason why is because I think Kyle Tucker is going to be gone after this year. So he's going to get big money somewhere. Yeah. Me too, Ken. I would be hard after Tanner Scott, and I would still try to trade for another reliever on top of that as well. I would try to sign one and trade for one. Yep. I know the Yankees have done a good job at developing very mediocre relievers into really good ones, but they haven't brought in a top flight reliever in a while. And I think they will be wise to do that this offseason. Next offseason is not deep at all, really. You got Kyle Tucker, and I don't know who else you got. I don't really have many other players. So it's not going to be a big free agency next year. This is the one to go after players right now. I know they're interested in Bregman, but I don't think Bregman's. I don't know if Bregman's happening. Yeah. I'm of Vladdy. That's right, Vladdy and Kyle Tucker. Those are the two guys. Donovan. Yeah, like I said, the only guy I would even include Durbin. I would include Arraez and Durbin in a trade to get Donovan. Both of them. And I would add Nestor Cortez to it if we can get Helsley as well. Arraez, Durbin, and Nestor Cortez for Donovan and Ryan Helsley. I would trade Trevino, David. Yes, I would also try to trade. Obviously Nestor Cortez. I would try to trade Marcus Stroman too. Bo Bichette. Is he a free agent next year too? Yeah, Don. I mean, I like Peraza, but I think his ship has sailed here for the Yankees. He's got no options left, and I wish they would have given him a legitimate chance. I really do. But I think his time has passed, unfortunately. Yeah, sign me up for that too, Ken. Tanner Scott, D-Rob, plus, yeah. Try to trade for, yeah. I'm telling you too, Charlie. I think the Yankees and Cardinals can work out a multiplayer trade. I think they can. I really, really do. Yeah, Bo. So it's Bo and Vladdy. Okay. I think Bo's going to get traded this offseason. I think he's more likely to get traded. I think they're going to try to extend Vladdy. But we'll see. Monty for Stroman, I'd probably do that. If they can make that work, I would probably do that. Ken. Monty's he'll be coming back to familiar territory. Stroman would go back to the NL. I think it would just be a better fit. I think it'd be a better fit. No. It's always this way, Artie, until the winter meetings. Free agency starts to kind of really pick up during the winter meeting because that's when the GMs are in in their hotel rooms, in their suites, negotiating with each other and all that stuff. They're in the same place together. And that's why the winter meetings is so has so much of a following, because they're in the same venue together. That's when they can make deals. So instead of the Zooms, instead of the calls and texts, they are in the same damn suite together, face-to-face meetings. I can't see Arenado third. I would rather keep Jazz at third, Mo, over Arenado. In all honesty, that's me though. Yeah, I mean Arenado. I mean, I don't even know who's in WWE Survivor Series. Brandon, sorry, I don't know who's in it. I haven't taken a look. Depends on the older guys, David. I mean, like the older guys, I would look for David Robertson, Kirby Yates for the bullpen. I would pass on Arenado. I would look at Carlos Santana for first base. He's an older guy. He's a lefty bat. He's a good team. He's a good player. He's a good clubhouse presence. A veteran. He's a good solid hitter. He's like built for the right field porch. So if I was going to go for a free agency first baseman, it would probably be him. I think so too. I think some deal happens either Saturday or Sunday. Who, I don't know. I'm not sure. Be careful, Stephen B. Man. Be careful with that. If it's snowing, man, just be safe, brother. It's a lot of activity going on right now, NFE. A lot of activity, and it gets quiet. Like the week leading into the winter meetings. The winter meeting starts December 8th. It's a week from it's was it 8 days away? So right around the corner. And then the last day of the winter meetings is the Rule 5 draft, which is December 11th. So teams that have not protected players from the Rule 5 draft have until then to trade them if they think they're going to get scooped up, like a TJ Rumfield for the Yankees or Zach Messenger, some of these guys. Yankees could package them in trades to teams like the Padres, to teams like the Cardinals, to teams like the Rockies. So, but to me, Brendan Donovan and Luis Arraez are the two guys I go after. If you can get Ryan McMahon, you get Ryan McMahon. I would even move Durbin for McMahon. And then you can move Jazz to second, have McMahon at third. The lineup will look different. It'll be longer, be more athletic, better defensively across the board, which is what the Yankees need also. Mets fans got to stop trolling the Yankees. I don't know why they keep doing it, but go right ahead, guys. What's up, Petruzzi? What's happening? I think maybe one or two more big free agents Vic will sign before winter meetings. I'd say one. Carlos Rodon's got a no trade clause, which I don't think he's going to waive. But Stroman and Cortez, they definitely will be wise to do that. I mean, that'll clear up like $25 million payroll, which they can use for other spots. So that's why I think right now it's good to investigate these trades. The Yankees can get some guys with controllable years. I think so too, Graham. I think they're going to steer clear of anybody with a qualifying offer. The only player I could see them signing with a qualifying offer would be Corbin Burns, because it's Corbin Burns. So Santana, yeah, unless they trade for a first baseman, or somehow sign Murakami. I could see Brent Bregman. That was my prediction. Him going to the Tigers or going back to Houston. Donald. I mean, I think they should trade Peraza. Put him in one of these packages give him a chance to play somewhere else. Someone else will give him an opportunity, 100%. I don't think so, Naval. They'll have to eat a chunk of his money, which is why I don't think they're going to trade Rodon. No. The Yankees gave Soto a QO, yes. Yes. Yes, they did. He was the number one free agent in the whole class. So, yes, they did. Corbin Burns, yeah, it's going to be probably higher than Blake Snell's. Blake Snell's is like 36. 36.4, but he's got a $52 million signing bonus, and then $62 million of it's deferred. So his average annual value is coming out to like 13 per year, 13 million a year, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, Bellinger's not the highest on my list. I mean, Donovan and Durbin would be fantastic. I mean, if you can get Donovan without Durbin, yeah, 100%. Like, I wouldn't offer Durbin unless, but if the Cardinals said you're not getting Donovan without Durbin, then I would give him Durbin. But I would love Donovan and Durbin here at third. But then what do you do with Jazz is the question. That's the other part. Because I don't think they're moving Jazz. No, I don't think so. I don't think they got the best pitcher. I mean, he's not better than Corbin Burns, Blake Snell. No. If he goes to Boston, that's on not really. How's it on Hal? That's on Soto. At this point, I mean, if it's differences between 150 and 200 million, I could see that being a decision-making difference. But if you're between 7 and 750, at that point, it's really not going to be. And I don't know if it'll be that much a sway at that point, at that level, because that's where he's playing. He's playing up in the highest level of clouds. So, and I can see him getting it for 6 or 7 years. And it's not better than Corbin Burns, Javi. Yeah, I mean, I like Donovan and Durbin. But I mean, if Donovan came here, we had to move Durbin, then I would play Donovan at second. Donovan at third and Jazz at second. So I'm hesitant to move Jazz. But who would you move him for, Ken? That's available. I'm not moving him for Luis Castillo. There's no way I'm doing that. And I don't know if you can get like Logan or one of those guys. Can you? Are any of them available? I don't know if I would be deferring contracts. Eventually it's gonna hamstring the Dodgers. So, but they're not really worried about that right now. They're expecting to make enough revenue to withstand it. No, he's not clowning the fan base, Brooklyn. This is how free agency works with Scott Boras clients. Soto said he wanted to hear everybody out. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He's not clowning the fan base. And any channel that suggests that is wrong or is lying to the fans. If there's a channel that's saying that, Brooklyn Dictator. Yeah, I pass him. I'm with you too, Effie. I pass on Luis Castillo. 5 years ago would have been a better time, not now. The Mariners 1 and 2 prospects or pitchers. Let me see. Mariners top prospects. Colt Emerson's a shortstop. He's their number 1. Cole Young. Their number 7 is a pitcher. The number 8's a pitcher. Their number 10's a pitcher. If I'm moving Jazz, I want both of those pitchers. Both of them. But can you get Gilbert or Wu? I don't know. You'd have to get one of those guys with multiple controllable years. And if I'm moving Jazz, and I'm pushing hard for Donovan. So I was just talking about this, Coach Carl. Like, for Luis Arraez, he could represent the leadoff hitter. And again, I would use Roderick Arias as my trade piece, right? So I would lead a package with Roderick Arias. Since the Padres are in a financially tough spot, and if they can get a value piece, and Roderick Arias is one of the few prospects here that can extract good value at the major league level back in a trade. And Luis Arraez represents good value. He could be our leadoff hitter and our first base at the same time. That way we won't have to give big money to a guy with a qualifying offer who's over 30, right? We have him here. Luis Arraez is younger, and you can give him years to his deal as well. So, oh, God. Devers was seen at Yankee Stadium the other day. Oh, come on. Who's saying that, Graham? What channel is saying that? Devers at Yankee Stadium. Oh, my good Lord. No. That's all hack. They're trying to drive up the price on the Yankees. They were saying the Mets are favorites a couple days ago. Now the Red Sox are favorites. They were saying, oh, yeah, he's agreed to a deal, and it'll be announced in a couple of days. That isn't how it works. That's not how it works. What channel is saying Devers was in the Bronx the other day? No one's in the Bronx. Who's there? Bronx, oh, good Lord. Ay. It's like some channel today said the Boone era is all like these clickbaity baloney. So Savannah, exactly. These right here. This is the sleeper team right here for Soto, the Savannah Bananas. Savannah Bananas, man. Average at best, his fielding percentage 993. There's not a single player in baseball who could replace what he brings to the Yankees. He makes everybody around him better. Right? So I wouldn't go so far as saying one-dimensional. These guys are generational. He's the modern-day Ted Williams. Would you say Ted Williams was one-dimensional because he wasn't a good outfielder? Would you say he's one-dimensional too? He's one of the greatest hitters in history. Soto's kind of on that path of Ted Williams, which is why I wouldn't say he's one-dimensional. But that's just me. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. People are just eating up this propaganda. That's exactly what these people do. They feed people propaganda. It gets clicks and views, and they want to rile people up, and then they'll troll Yankees channels, and that's exactly what they want. Right? No. Well, you want the Yankees to have Buehler, Max Fried, and Sasaki? Wow, that's a beast of an offseason right there, VCam. I like where your head's at, though. He doesn't have to be close to batting 400 to be compared to Ted Williams. It's a legitimate comparison. I don't like when people compare Jason Dominguez to Mickey Mantle. It is not remote. It's a zillion miles apart from each other. Ted Williams is not a million miles apart from Juan Soto. Juan Soto's the only guy with a career on base percentage over 400 right now. Ted Williams is one of them. No. Well, prime Ted Williams, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't, Ken? Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. John the Beagle dad. Yeah, exactly. They just believe whatever. It's like I don't believe, Roki Suzuki's guaranteed to the Dodgers either. Yes, they did. They almost traded DiMaggio for Ted Williams. Yep. Ted Williams known for having on-base percentage over 400, hitting 500 home runs, being one of the best left-handed hitters in this generation, and missing 4 seasons because he was in the war. Yeah, exactly. And this is not the 1950s either. This is different when Ted Williams was playing. It's a different era. Well, exactly. If Roki Sasaki is going to go to number 6, I don't know. Ted Williams' career on base percentage. Let's have a look. Stats in his career. Ted Williams. 344 career average. His career on base percentage was 482. Yep. His numbers would have been insane. The game is different though. It's different. Like could he have done that against Randy Johnson? I have no idea. But yeah, but batting 400, having an on base percentage over 400 now is it's much harder to do. Having a batting average of 400 is much harder to do now. Yeah, Javi, I don't know why you're so offended by it. He's the modern day Ted Williams. It's a different game. Different times. There's no guarantee Ted Williams would have done today what he did before. None. Zero. Yeah. Well, the problem in spreading the money to several players, Big Dave, is let's just say Soto signs for 700, whatever it is, and the Yankees he goes somewhere else. The Yankees are like, all right, we're going to spend the same 700, but we're going to do it over a shorter period of time. It's going to shoot up the payroll even higher for a shorter period of time. It's going to hamstring them, especially if they sign guys with QOs. They're going to get with draft picks, and it's a whole different layout in terms of payroll allocation than doing it over. And again, keep in mind, Soto is going to get opt-outs. And I've said this over the last year. If Soto gets an opt-out, let's just say he opts out after 4 or 5 years, I let him walk. Even at 30, 31, I let him walk. Let somebody else pay for the after 30 years. I'll take 5 years of prime Soto any day of the week and just save $500 million. Javi, you're not getting anywhere with this. Jason Dominguez is nowhere near Mickey Mantle. It's not even a discussion. Okay? People say Soto is a modern-day Ted Williams because their skill sets. He performs at the major league level every single year. Dominguez has done nothing to earn a comparison to Mickey Mantle. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Yeah, I mean, you can't compare to eras. It's just enjoy Ted Williams when he was, and I enjoy Juan Soto the way he is now. So it's great. I don't know if Ted Williams would be owning Pedro, owning Roger Clemens, owning Randy Johnson, owning Greg Maddux. Like the pitchers now are so much better than they were before. I have no idea. Babe Ruth too. I have no idea. And the stadiums were much bigger back in the day too. But yeah, I mean, it's like I appreciate them for where they were. Well, exactly. He may not even be the half the player that Alex Verdugo is, for all we know. Look, he's being compared to Mickey Mantle. I mean, come on. Mantle was an all-time great. Yeah, Ellsbury McCann, but exactly. And that didn't really get him anywhere. Well, exactly, too, Nosebleed, yeah. Yeah, Mike Trout's that's a more fair comparison. Mike Trout. Yeah, remember exactly. Remember, I mean, we weren't alive for the Babe Ruth era. Like, just appreciate the footage. No, he's not better than Babe by my thought process. Babe had 20 years of production. Ohtani has not. It's not better. And Babe Ruth was the best pitcher in baseball 5 years in a row. Ohtani's never been the best pitcher in baseball. So, by my thought process, not better than the Babe now. Babe Ruth has a track record almost 4 times as long. 700 plus home runs, having also been a pitcher for first 5 years of his career. Huge difference. Well, yeah, exactly. Average fastball was much slower than it was back in the day. Much slower back in the day than it is now. Yep. Yeah, and exactly. And Javi, I never said he was better than Juan Soto. So you're trying to put words in my mouth, dude. You're not going to win this one. Stop, dude. Stop. This isn't a gotcha moment. You're not going to get me. I didn't say Soto was better than Ted Williams at any point. Yeah, I mean, who knows if Babe had pitched and hit at the same time, like if he did it for a long, yeah, I mean, crazy. Crazy. If they sign Soto, I still think they're going to add a starting pitcher. They're going to add relievers, and they're going to at least trade or sign one infielder. So I saw the Celsius commercial. That was funny. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Oh, I like the conversation too, Javi. Keep it coming, dude. Sometimes our conversations get fiery. That doesn't mean I don't want you to have a conversation. Keep going. Keep pushing, man. I push people. I want people to push me. Keep it coming, baby. Keep it coming, Javi. Yeah, Babe Ruth was like almost a big fat slob too. He also swung a bat that was almost 20 ounces heavier than the bats that people swing now. What starters would I go after? If I couldn't do Corbin Burns, it'd probably be Jack Flaherty. That's probably my only 2 ones I'd go after. Graham, I think that's. I don't know. Like he was having fun with the Celsius, so he's clearly likes to have fun. He's a fun loving guy, so that's why I like so. He's just built for this environment here. Yeah, Gehrig, yeah. And Ted Williams too. We'd have had 650 also. Yeah, Gehrig had 493 and he had like 1,900 ribbies. He would have probably had 2,500 ribbies. What did he retire at? 33, 34 because of ALS. Oy. Well, we'll see, Graham. I mean, the Phillies and the White Sox were discussing a Crochet trade. We'll see if they actually, will take it to the finish line. I don't know. But if any team can do it, it's the Phillies. They're aggressive. 35, Sean, yeah. 1,995 ribbies. Yeah. Manta would have had more home runs if he didn't get hurt, too. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Like, if Ken Griffey would have stayed healthy, I think he would have had more home runs, too. He could have been one of those guys close to 700. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's differently. But at least Babe and Mantle, played in New York, so they were familiar with the New York. But, yeah, I mean, the New York media now it's a hornet's nest. It's a hornet's nest. The LA media is not the same. There is no market. LA's a big market, but the media is not the same. The market's not the same. So, yeah. I mean, you're dealing with a hornet's nest here of reporters, fans that just they keep coming after you. It looks like he got off the hook in LA, the gambling situation. It is his interpreter. So that wouldn't have flied here. Mm-mm. 23 career. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, at the bats, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if they shouted as much as back in the day. It's a good question, actually. Yeah, I mean, the Phillies have a new GM now, Don Mattingly's son, Preston Mattingly, but Dave Dombrowski's still there as the president of baseball operations. He's essentially, you know, um, mentoring this kid. So I mean, Dave Dombrowski is as bold as it gets. A big move before the Soto? No, I don't. I think they'll make some type of move before the Soto. I think they'll make a big move after the Soto decision. Once they have that checked off, then they can kind of breathe a little bit, and then yeah, terrorize Maris, terrorize him. They terrorized Hank Aaron. Like they did not want these guys to break Babe Ruth's record. A lot of racist, and they were giving him death threats, and like it was crazy, crazy. Yeah, you're right, Steve. A lot of great players don't want to play here. They don't want anything to do in New York. You have to have a certain, you know, not only skill set, but you have to have a certain character, personality to handle it. You gotta have thick skin, man. Gotta have thick skin. Yeah, I mean, Babe Ruth's bat was almost 50 ounces. These guys swing like 32, 33 ounces now. That's a pound heavier than the bats today. It's freaking crazy. Unbelievable, man. Like I can't see, Mark McGuire swing a 50-ounce bat. Like what the like, oh my heavens. Oy. Yeah. Which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. But again, just keep that name, gang. Keep that name in the back of your mind, okay? Roderick Arias. He's one prospect I think that can extract value back in a trade for the Yankees. And I hope they consider moving him this offseason. He's blocked by Volpe anyway. He's likely going to be blocked by George Lombard. So you want to take advantage of it. Here it is, right? No. Yeah. Yeah. Will anyone hit seven? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question, BK. I'm not sure. Ken, man. You were sick, man. You were a sick man there. You just want to see Joey Cal back in Pittsburgh. I like where your head's at, though. You're a sick man, though, but I like it. Honestly, Sean, I think they should trade Peraza. He's out of options, and he's not going to get a chance to play here. So, please move him for something. Give him an opportunity to play somewhere. Oh, that's the rumored offer. There's no confirmation from any of the big beat writers, LB. Okay? That's not the highest offer anymore, LB. No, the Yankees are not out. They've already topped that offer. Okay, Mr. Talking Points? That's not the high offer anymore. I know you're dying for the Mets to be relevant. Oswaldo Cabrera is another one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is one reason the trades I'm Milton I'm proposing a trade for Brendan Donovan. He's young. He's 27. Or Luis Arraez. I think he's 26 also. So I would rather trade for those guys than trade for Nolan Arenado, who's like 34. I think it's better to if we're gonna trade Roderick Arias, I want to trade him for a player with controllable years if I can. No, but it's a good question, Milton. I don't know why so many people. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. Judge. I think Judge will hit 500. I think Stanton will get to 500 too. 600 if he stays healthy. If he stays healthy and transitions to DH when Stanton leaves, then I think he has a better shot at getting 600. But he's got time. mean, if he keeps hitting 40 or 50, he's going to get there pretty quickly. So, yeah. Yeah, I think once the Soto decision's made, then the Yankees are going to move pretty quickly. The only person I move Spencer Jones for is Tarek Skubal, which I don't think that's going to happen. It's the only person. 97 likes. All right. If you can get Donovan and Helsley for Nestor, Jose Trevino, Oswald Peraza, and Osvaldo Cabrera, you got to do that yesterday. I would drive them there. That's why I think Roderick Arias is going to be – he would be somebody who could make the Cardinals think about it. Dominguez, Garrett Crochet, or Tarek Skubal. Yep. Yeah, Lombard just seems to be a safer bet. Well, Hal already told him too, Graham. Hal, and was reported as been confirmed also that Hal already told Soto that he's going to come back. They're going to make improvements so that he comes back to a better team. So, but again, he said it. He's got to deliver on it now. So, can't say anything other than that. He's got to deliver on that promise. And, well, that still remains to be seen. He has all offseason to do it. So, but first and foremost, their priority is Juan Soto. Get this guy locked up, and then they'll make a bunch of moves after that, I think. So, might have told him he might be right, Graham. When Boris went to the bed. Like, maybe he asked Boris, Scott, are you gonna stand there? You're gonna sit in the bathroom. If you sit, then I have more time to talk to him. What about you, Ken? Who would you trade Dominguez for? Who would you trade Spencer Jones for, if anybody? Buy Soto to the top of the floor, Trump Tower. Huh. Spencer Jones or Paul Skeens? Paul Skeens, yeah, if you can somehow get Paul Skeens, yeah. That would be nuts. And get Paul Skeens. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Wink. I mean, he started following a bunch of the Yankees this weekend on Instagram, too. A bunch of the Yankee players, so people have been pointing that out on social media as well. I don't know if it means anything. I'm not going to use that as my argument. But, again, he's not a Yankee until he signs back here. And everybody has an equal chance right now. So, that's the way I see it. I'm not following the Mets propaganda. I'm not following the Red Sox propaganda. So, who knows? Maybe he's on an airplane right now to Boston. Just like Ohtani was on an airplane in Toronto. Right? I think the only reliever I would trade Jason Dominguez for would probably be Mason Miller. Like, have to be somebody with lots of controllable years. Like, I don't even know. We've had bad luck trading with the A's for pitchers, so I don't even know if I'd do that. Like, if you can get, okay. Ken, like, now you're cooking. If you can get Lars Nootbaar and Brendan Donovan and Ryan Helsley, yeah, you're going to have to give up Dominguez or Jones. One of them, at least. Yeah. But I would give up one of them and Roderick Arias in that situation. If you can get all three of those guys, that's the type of trade, that's a block. That's a monster trade. And I mean, that would be a trade that, people would be salivating over for a while. Yeah. John Soho is definitely headed to the Mets. I heard John Soto's head in there. Yeah, Wayne. I heard that too. Be their new guy, they're the face of the franchise. No more Francisco Lindor. It's going to be John Soto. Skeens and Scoob. Oh my God, could you imagine that? Cole and Skeens and the Yankees would be nuts. Yeah, he does. Ken loves he cooks them. He cooks on the live streams, man. This guy brings it. I mean, I'm not proposing they trade him for that, but I mean, somebody asked it, would I trade? Like, that's the only relief pitcher that has that type of track, dominance and those controllable years that I've moved Dominguez for. Other than that, I'd rather go get Andrew Nardi from the Marlins. He's got 3 controllable years or 4 controllable years, but I'm not going to give up Dominguez for him. Give somebody else for him. I'd rather get somebody like that and sign Tanner Scott. Like, that's a different ball game. Yeah. Yes, indeed. But yeah, the Yankees have had bad luck trading with the A's for pitchers recently, so. Can you imagine he gets Skeens and he pitches a perfect game against? Could you imagine that, Wayne? Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first of all, the summer's in Sacramento. It's going to be like 120 degrees there. So it's going to be absolutely torture for those players. I can't blame them. Don't be surprised if Mason Miller gets traded. Don't be surprised if Brent Rooker gets traded this offseason. To where, I'm not sure, but get them out of there. Yep. So that's what I got for you, gang. All right. That's what I got for you. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you enjoy this, please hit the, I always hit the like buttons. And then if anybody's not subscribed, make sure you hit that sub button. Just make sure your notifications are turned on. Okay. And Mark Mulder and Tim Hudson. Yeah, we're good. And so was Barry Zito. He was great for the A's too. It would this like, Hal is not brash and loud like his dad was, but he very hardly, speaks. But when he speaks, like, he is directly involved in these Soto negotiations. Once he's involved, it's a different ball game. He made one phone call and Judge was back. Like, and that if he's involved, then they have the best chance of getting him. So, y'all going to be night games? That's a good question, Wink. I'm not sure. Yeah. I did see Oscar Gonzalez, outfielder, signed with the San Diego Padres. Yeah, unfortunately, the Yankees, they didn't have any room for him, unfortunately. But I appreciate you all coming down, coming and joining me tonight. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, ate a lot of food. Everybody was safe. If any other news comes out, even if it's tonight, I will get it to you. That's why I always say to keep your notifications turned on. I'll be back to regular uploads, obviously, and everything else next day, the day after that, and so on and so forth. So have a great night. Peace and love to all of you. Love you, gang. See y'all next time.